breaking news. Philadelphia just passed their new budget for 2025-2026. Guess what? Costs are going up. Transfer tax going up. We're talking about $300 per 100,000. This passed on June 12th, and it's going into effect. Show with Pat Lopez, where we talk everything real estate. This show is breaking news. Philadelphia just passed their new budget for 2025-2026 on June 12th. And guess what? Costs are going up. Transfer tax going up. We're talking about $300 per 100,000. So on a transaction, we're talking $300 per 100,000 purchase price of a home. So if you're buying a house for $400,000, we're talking about $1,200. Now, understand, transfer tax is generally split half and half, but you're buying a $400,000 house, your closing costs are going up $600 if both buyer and seller agree to split that cost. Going up. Now, tell me what your thoughts are on this, that transfer tax going up. Remember, everything is higher. The cost of everything's higher. The affordability of a house. Most people are complaining that houses are too expensive, very difficult to afford. Now, closing costs going up, making it more difficult. A lot of people are on the sidelines because they just don't see value in buying a house. They think it's cheaper to rent, and guess what? On the short term, it is cheaper to rent, but in the long term, no, it's better to buy. So tell me your thoughts on this. What do you think? Now, one thing that I do have to say, which I think is kind of bad of the city, you can debate, wrong or right for them raising the transfer tax, but they did it so quickly. This passed on June 12th, and it's going into effect July 1st. And it's going into effect on deeds getting recorded July 1st. So it will typically take a week to 2 weeks for a deed to get recorded. So that really means once they pass this on June 12th, it pretty much went into effect immediately, because if you buy a house, you go to settlement on June 30th, well, the deed's not getting recorded in one day, and it's going by deeds being recorded on July 1. So that's where the impact, super fast. Typically, there should be a 30, 60-day, ramp up period, or let people know. So if you're under contract, you're not, halfway through the process of buying the home, and surprise, surprise, your closing costs, just went up. So I think that's a little bit wrong of the city. Transfer tax, we're one of the highest in the country. We're in the top 5 in the country. So transfer tax for Philadelphia is already extremely high. Then you have recording fees, everything else. Everything's going up. So it's really difficult. So tell me your comments. Tell me your thoughts about this transfer tax. Will it put more people on the sidelines, or you really think it's a nothing burger, not a real big, impact? Because what we're talking about is per side, because you have a buyer and seller, $150 per 100,000. So it's not a huge number, but guess what? $150 is better in your pocket than in the city of Philadelphia's pocket. So that's the real estate show. Breaking news. Wanted to bring that to you, super quick. Be sure to follow the show on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe. I'm almost at 40,000 subscribers. Super important. Want to hit that 40,000. Help me out. Also, do some likes. Really helps the algorithm up. Gets me a little placement a little bit higher. So be sure to do that. Remember, the show is everything real estate, no limits. Hope you enjoyed this show. I'll see you next week.